I'm going to show you a video in a minute, but shit, I guess I should have been a little bit more prepared before I hit record. You can't do this. You can't. Let me offer you some perspective. Don't call it advice, just perspective. From somebody who has been around the block a few times, who's seen a few sunrises and a few sunsets, and who has made an absolute shit ton of mistakes over the course of his life. You don't want to be like this. You don't want to do that. This isn't the way. Let me show you the video and we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
So tell us, what exactly would you do in this situation? Oh yeah, that's right, you already told us.
Smacking the living shit out of him. Smacking the...
You like to encourage abusing children, specifically boys who act too feminine for you. And I do find it strange that now you've made more than one video about children, whether you're showing how you would harm them or just trying to shame and degrade them for being themselves. You see a little boy opening up a gift on Christmas with his family that clearly loves him unconditionally, including his dad sitting behind him smiling, and his own natural pure joy is coming out, and your first instinct is to do whatever this was. You're the perfect example of why I always say that not everyone should be allowed to have children. If you can't just love your child unconditionally, no matter who they are, then you shouldn't be able to have kids. Maybe you should think less about the harm you would enforce and more the reason why your own insecurities causes you to be that.
Now listen to me. I'm going to be the first one to tell you. I have not loved my kids unconditionally for who they are at times. And I'm going to tell you, you don't want to be that person. You definitely don't want to be the person that also hits their kids the way you're describing how you would hit your kid. I'm going to tell you from a perspective, two different perspectives, two different viewpoints. I'm going to tell you from a perspective of a child that was beat, that you don't want to be that person, and I want to talk to you from a perspective of a parent that's made the mistakes, that you don't want to be that person, okay? First of all, hitting your kid isn't going to teach them anything, that you are willing to cause them physical harm in order to get your way. Every beating I ever took only taught me that the people that supposedly love me were willing to do this to me, and it taught me how to take a beating. And if that's what you're looking to teach your kid, then Tawny was right. You shouldn't have kids. Beating your kids is not the answer. It ain't going to teach them a goddamn thing. From a prospect of a parent that's made some mistakes, just accept your kid, man. They're going to do shit that's going to piss you off. Do not think they're not going to. I have 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy, 3 adult children and 1 in junior high, and they all piss me off at some point. And I love every one of them at the same time. Every one of them have made me want to go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Grabbing them by the cuff of the shirt. And I would be there for any one of them tomorrow if they needed me. Despite all of their faults. Despite all of the shit that pisses me off. Okay, you're upset because your child potentially won't love the same way you love. So do you want your child to be a carbon copy of you in every way? You want their life to be like your life? You want their relationships to be exactly like your relationships? across the board, no uniqueness, nothing that they want, just things that you want. What you want is a pet, not a child. And oddly enough, you might have a gay pet. I guess that would piss you off too, wouldn't it? And I hope everybody I know is watching this, okay? I know a lot of people that have little kids or are going to have little kids or are thinking about having kids. Accept your kid. Don't make the mistakes we made. Accept your kid. Talk to him. You know, I think that's a big fucking problem in today's day and age. And it's a problem that we had. I know this is already fucking 6 minutes long. Just listen to me for a minute. My wife and I had 2 kids. Our 24-year-old daughter, Magnolia, who will be 25 in May, and our 21-year-old daughter, Lily, who will be 22 in September. And then we decided to stop having kids. And 7 years later, we had our son. And then sometime after that, we discovered a child that I had that I didn't know, which is our oldest kid, who's 35. 35, 36, man, did I get that wrong? Shit. The point being of this is that having the 2 kids, raising the 2 girls, saying we're done, and then having another child 7 years later, taught us a lot. Because instead of getting to a point in our lives where we're older and we have adult children that we raised, and those adult children eventually come to us and go, here are the things that you did raising us that we didn't like, that we thought were wrong, that were traumatizing for us, X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C, and then us saying, what are you talking about? You had a great life. Instead of that being the scenario, which you see happen and unfold so many times, instead of that, we had another kid. And then when that kid started doing things that the first 2 kids did, we looked back at the way we did things with the first 2 kids and we went, yeah, we fucked up back then. Remember? We fucked that up. Let's not do that here. And so we're raising him completely differently. And I think I hope what it allows the 2 daughters that we raised to see is that we get it. We made mistakes. We're rectifying them with him. It doesn't rectify it with you, but we get it. We made mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes I think that we made one of the biggest mistakes I made was I spoke instead of listened. And I think the mistake that parents make a lot of times with their kids is they speak or yell, scream, talk, whatever. They speak instead of listen. I spoke instead of listened. Now I listen instead of speaking. Most times when it comes to parenting our son. And when we don't listen to our kids, they can't be themselves. And if that's who your kid is, listen to them. Don't be mad because they're not what you want them to be. Listen to them for who they are. You might learn something too. Don't make the same mistakes. Like, we didn't have a mistake with a kid coming out, but we made a mistake of not listening to kids. You're talking about essentially doing the same thing. You're going to beat your kid because you're not willing to listen to them based on who they are. Let them be who they are and work with them in that world. There's a saying my wife likes to use: meet people where they are, not where you feel like they should be. And if you can't meet them where they are, and maybe you shouldn't be in their lives. And if you can't meet kids that you produce where they are, and I've had problems with this, but I've learned from it. If you can't meet them, maybe you shouldn't have kids. You look like a young guy. Don't go beating your fucking kids because one of them is flamboyant.